guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie and I post videos 3 times a week on a Tuesday, Thursday and a Saturday. So today's video was actually a requested video, so if you guys do want to see any specific videos, make sure to drop in the comments down below or message me them on Instagram and I'll make sure to get around to them for you guys. So today's video is going to be recreating a makeup look, and this is going to be of Maid Marian from the Robin Hood series. And let me tell you guys, I was so obsessed with this series when I was younger, and I might even have to rewatch it after this video, but this series was so good, and it's basically the Robin Hood like live action people series. So if you guys want to see me recreate this look, make sure to stick around, and I'm going to get straight on with today's video. So I've just got out of the shower, I have dried my hair straight, and then I'm actually going to be curling it because she always has her hair curled. I'm going to tie half of my hair up first so I can do it in a couple of layers. But I've currently got my curling iron on to heat up. So she has hers quite curly, but it's quite similar to the way that I'd normally curl my hair. So I'm just going to curl my hair like I normally would do. I'm going to get little sections and then just to wrap it around my barrel like that. I'm going to try to do like larger sections because her curls are kind of bigger rather than like small tight ones. So I'm going to try to do larger, like more bouncy curls in a way. And take all the bubbles and the clips out. So I'm going to be using the Pantene Ultra Strong Hairspray at Hold Level 5 after I've curled my hair. This is one that I've actually discovered quite recently and I'm completely obsessed. It does such a good job. I've curled all of my hair now. I'm just pulling the bubble out from the back. I'm just going to bring all my hair to the front and kind of just give it a bit of a ruffle around. And it is now looking pretty curly. I'm just going to do one small over with my hairspray. This will just help my hair to stay in place, and now I'm going to move on to my face. So before I do the makeup, I'm just priming my face with the matte primer from Revolution Pro. This is the primer that I always use. I feel like it leaves my skin feeling really, really soft, and it gives the makeup a really, really nice application. So now that I'm all primed, I'm going to be applying my foundation. The foundation I'm using is the Match Perfection 010 Light Porcelain by Rimmel London. I've just applied a small amount of this to my hand, and now I'm just going to be applying it to my face. Like, look at how light that is. That is so light for me. Just get an even coverage. I feel like I've applied too much. So now that's all pretty much applied, I'm going to blend this in using a beauty blender. This is such a light colour compared to my normal, because I normally go about 2 shades darker than what I actually am to make myself look a bit tanned in my face. To be honest, Marian was definitely my favourite character when I used to watch. So I've now applied the foundation and fully blended that in. I'm going to apply my concealer now. I'm not going to do anything different to normal. I'm just going to apply it in the normal places. However, I'm going to use a lighter shade concealer. Since I've used a lighter foundation, I thought it was only right to use a lighter concealer too. So I'm using 2 different concealers today. I'm using this Revolution Pro Full Coverage Camo Concealer. This one's going to go underneath of my eyes, and then the concealer I'm going to use for all of my other imperfections and blemishes is going to be the Revolution Concealer and Define Concealer. This is in the shade 0.1. So I'm going to start with the Revolution Concealer first and just do the underneath of my eyes. So I'm just applying a small amount of this there, and then the same on the other eye. This one has such good coverage. Like, I really, really like this one for the coverage. You don't need too much product either. So I'm just going to blend this out using one of my smaller beauty blenders. I like to try to push this into the skin as much as I can rather than kind of like pulling it around and really moving it too much, because I don't want to lose too much product in my beauty blender. So I'm going to use my Huda Beauty setting powder. This is in the shade Sugar Cookie. I've not actually used this in a while just because I've not really needed to like set my makeup as much. But for this look, I feel like that's the kind of thing Maid Marian would do with the look of her actual makeup. So I'm going to set the underneath of my eyes in. And I'm just using this brush from Real Techniques. This is the blush brush. So I'm just trying to give a light dusting of this to help set my concealer in. Now I'm going to move on to the other concealer. This is the Conceal and Define one from Revolution. And this is going to go down the centre of my nose and on any little blemishes that I've got. Right all over here. So I'm now going to blend all of this in. I'm trying to make sure it's as good coverage as possible. Now pretty much all blended in, and I noticed that she goes for quite a lot of blush, so I'm going to be using my Patricia Bright palette for blush. This is the shade that I've got here. It's a really nice kind of pink delicate shade. So I'm using this brush here. This is Real Techniques 200. It is the Expert Face brush. This is my go-to brush whenever it comes to like doing blush. So I'm just applying this, and she seems to have quite a lot on, so I'm going to try apply quite a bit. And her face always looks quite like rosy and red, so I'm just applying a lot of this on my face. So I'm applying some on the top of my forehead because she kind of looks like it's got quite like a rosy red forehead in a way. It sounds quite weird, but I don't know how else to describe it. She's got quite a lot on her cheeks and then going kind of like up towards her cheekbones as well. So that's going to do for how much I'm going to apply. Using a clean brush, I'm going to blend this all out. Just to get a bit of a softer look. She does have a bit of contour, but not loads. So I'm going to apply some, but not too much. So I'm going to use the same palette as before, the Patricia Bright one. I'm going to use this little contour shade in the middle, and then I'm going to use my Real Techniques contour brush. That was so close, my brush just found my candle. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques contour brush and only get a little bit of the product. And then I'm applying it kind of like right in the centre of my cheekbone there, because she doesn't seem to have it all the way down. It's just this little bit like here. So that's where I'm going to apply it. So I've applied it there. I'm just going to blend it out a little bit more. It's kind of a bit more subtle. So now that's done, I'm going to move on. I'm going to do some highlight, but I don't want to do too much. It's kind of more just to brighten up my face. She doesn't really wear much highlight on the programme. So I've just zoomed in a little bit for this, and you can kind of see the colours a little bit better now. So the highlight I'm going to use is again from the same palette as before, which is the Patricia Bright one. I'm just going to use this one here. This is actually a contour brush, but it's actually quite nice for just doing like subtle bits of highlight. And I'm just applying it a little bit just there. And that is just to kind of brighten up that part of my face. It's such a subtle little glow. Again, tiny amount into my nose, and the same at the other side. So I'm done with that now. I'm going to move on to my eyebrows, and I'm going to try and make them a bit more of a similar shape to hers. And to do that, I'm going to use my brow gel. This is the same Luxe brow gel, and I've actually discovered this recently. I'm completely obsessed. So her eyebrows are a lot thinner than mine, and they don't really go around as much. They're more kind of like a straight line. So I'm going to try use my brow gel just kind of like mimic this, which is not going to be easy. But I'm trying to do it without making my eyebrows look like really angry. So I feel like that's the best I'm gonna get because it kind of like flattens them down a little bit. So I'm trying to just apply some of the gel and then get them into shape like that. Quite difficult because it doesn't really have much of like a eyebrow that goes like any certain direction. It's just kind of like more of a, it's like they're just a lot thinner than mine, and that's the difficulty with it, is they're so much more thinner than mine are. Like what do I do with that extra bit of eyebrow? So she uses like darker eyeshadow and it's kind of more subtle, and she has dark mascara on, so that's what I'm going to go for next, is the mascara. I'm going to go for this false lash curling mascara. I'm pretty sure I got this from Kiko. This is not too bad. I'm just not a massive fan of the wand, but it's really good for coverage, so I feel like it'd be good for this look. So I'm just going to start to apply this now. So I've applied my mascara now, and I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow. I'm going to use darker shades like I said before, and I'm going to go in with one of my mauve palettes. So I'm using the Painted Desert palette. I really like this one, and I'm going to use just some of the darker shades, and it's going to be, like I said, a really subtle eye look. So I'm only using the smallest bit, and it's just going in the outer corner of my eye, just kind of make it look a little bit darker. So I've just applied some there, and then I'm going to be blending this out. Use this brush here to blend it out with, and I just want it to be a little bit of a dark tinge. I don't want it to be anything over at the top. So that is pretty much blended as much as I want it to be, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use a black eyeshadow, and I'm just going to underline my eyelids. So I'm using this Smoky Eye Duo brush, and I'm just getting the smallest bit of black eyeshadow. I'm just going to be putting this right on the lid and the lower lash line. I don't want this to be too much, so I'm just trying to use bits and then smudging it out so it's not too kind of like too dark. So I'm actually just going to put a couple of clips in my hair. This is kind of her more of a trademark look in hers. So I'm getting my first curl there, and she clips it back quite a lot. So I'm getting my clip and I'm just going to clip this into place there, and that's just quite a lot in the programme. So just clipped it back there, and then I'm just going to do the same on the other side. So I've got my first curl there, and then I'm going to get it into position and then clip that one back there too. So she just likes to have her hair back off her face, but at the same time curl. Guys, that is the finished look. I don't look exactly like her. I'm never going to do, especially when I've got blonde hair. So this is just a bit more of a close-up for you guys with a bit better lighting. So this is what it looks like. You can see the hair and the face. So this is what it looks like. This is the finished look. But I really enjoyed this. That was really fun. It was kind of a fun little challenge. If you guys do have any other ideas like this too, do let me know. Drop it in the comments down below and I'll definitely check it out. But that is it from me for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!